What is up, alienARMy? I am Oculus, the alien next door, purveyor of esoteric lore, and today our topic of esotericism is going to be regarding Saturn in Aquarius and the Uranus and Saturn link to Aquarius. I'm not sure what the title of the video is going to be called at this point, but I'm sure I'll figure it out. So that's the general theme. This is going to be more of a podcast style where you don't have to look at the screen if you don't want to. So sit back and relax and let's get started. This is going to be channeled information, so I'm just going to be writing down, I'm going to be reading what I wrote down when I was channeling, and yeah, so here we go. As some of you may know, Saturn is beginning his visit in the sign of Aquarius. This transit will last approximately 3 years, with retrograde motions throughout, bringing Saturn back into Capricorn for some amounts of time. Whilst Saturn was in Capricorn, its home placement, law, order, stability, and structure were at the forefront of the human level of consciousness on planet Earth. With Saturn in Aquarius, there is a great message of rebellion against the outdated principles of structure. We will first state that during ancient times, and even still in some astrological methods, Saturn governs Capricorn as well as Aquarius. So, if Saturn is co-ruler of Aquarius, he feels quite at home here as well, though in a different way. In Capricorn, Saturn utilizes Earth energy, which is grounded, orderly, and stable. In Aquarius, Saturn shows his rebellious side, and in essence, everything he has appeared to work so hard for in the past is now disregarded for an innovative future. Gone is the supreme structure and ordinance. Swept in is the courage to utilize intuition and rebel against the norm. So, Saturn is still very much at home in the sign of Aquarius. However, if we may, give an example of the differences. This must be clarified before we move along to Aquarius's modern governor, Uranus. Saturn is the parent of Capricorn and Aquarius. Capricorn is the golden child, the one who must do no wrong because he is aware of his reputation and status as the golden child. He will do everything and anything to abide by his parental rules and regulations. Aquarius is the rebellious child. He scoffs and sneers at his sibling, the so-called golden child. Aquarius thinks to himself, for himself. My sibling Capricorn is only the golden child because he behaves in accordance to what our parent, Saturn, deems as worthy. He does not think for himself. He does not do for himself. He does what our parent instructs him to do. Now, Aquarius, the black sheep of the Saturnian lineage, does everything he can to defy the restrictions which Saturn has placed upon him. He would rather be disowned than adhere to guidelines he does not resonate with. He steps out of the shadow of Saturn's orderly ways. He rebels against everything he has ever perceived to be true about his upbringing. He is aware of a truth that is no one else's but his to explore. He seeks a guru. Uranus appears, as if by magic, just when Aquarius calls upon him. Uranus and Saturn were related at one time, but we will not get into that now. And so, because of that, Uranus understands the ways of Saturn, and he offers to help Aquarius, offers to guide Aquarius in a way Saturn did not. Uranus steps in as the father figure to Aquarius and offers his governorship, which is why in modern times Uranus is known to rule over the sign of Aquarius. Uranus teaches through intuitive guidance. He never instructs his disciples to obey him. He simply superimposes images and inspiring words to them, but allows them to think for themselves and to draw their own conclusions. He is familiar with the ways of Saturn and aspires to be everything Saturn is not. So, in his governance over Aquarius, he simply allows Aquarius to be himself without the fear of judgment, without the fear of his parent being angry at him for not being just like said parent. This is the primal difference betwixt how Aquarius operates under Saturn and under Uranus. Aquarius and Uranus both share familiarity with Saturn. However, they agreed not to adhere to his operating system. They agree to acknowledge that Saturn is there, but they also agree to think outside of the box that Saturn presents to them. They rebel against the machine, so to speak. So Saturn in Aquarius is in familiar territory, though very much uncharted. This is where unprecedented things begin to happen. The constructs of what Saturn has presented begin to break down under the influence of Aquarius. Aquarius is aware of perceived limitations, yes. However, he remains unfettered by these things he is presented with. His purpose is to take in information and then conduct his own research and study for himself that which he wishes to explore. He does not yield to Saturn's tried and true method of experimentation. He embraces and embarks upon his own unique journey. This is where the story gets interesting. Saturn in Aquarius is where previous methods which have once rang as truth are left to the wayside and discarded, as new information is being processed and analyzed. The old ways of doing things become abandoned in favor of a more innovative approach. Perhaps it may be startling at first, disregarding what was perceived as normal. But there must always be a first step into the unknown somewhere. The transit of Saturn in Aquarius is that first step. It is not yet known what will be until it is experienced by the seeker. And each seeker is an individual unto themselves. So each first step shall be vastly different for everyone. This is partly why your Earth's current events are taking place. This is a transition time for you all dwelling here. The 21st century on Earth is certainly a revolutionary one from our point of view. Outdated systems, which are already crumbling, shall be transmuted in ways you all could only have imagined possible. And you aren't even a quarter way into your 21st century as we convey this. Can you imagine the marvelous things yet to come? Can you? We would like you to, as this extraordinary planetary transit is gifting you all with an intuitive infusion. Meld the present with the future. The past, as you call it, is no longer valid. Now is the greatest time for you to be transitioning into your truest self, the essence of you which came to Earth to be alive. Your existence up until now has been just that, existing. Have you been living? Have you been living in the material dimension? Or have you been a ghost an apparition of who you truly could be, who you are meant to be, who you came here to be. Within the transit of Saturn through Capricorn to Aquarius, there shall be a great reset. It is occurring now, and those of you who look can see it. The outdated, false paradigms are being shifted off kilter. They no longer work. Perhaps they never have worked. And it is only now, with your third eye open, that you can see the falsity in its promises to you. There is no one way. There is no right way. And there is no wrong way. Each of you are on your individual path. Saturn transiting through Aquarius is awakening you. Not to who you thought you were, but to who you know you're meant to be. For you as an individual, we understand that there may be times of feeling uncertainty. We assure you that this is not valid. An old world is ending, yes, but a new age is emerging. The uncertainty you may be feeling is only because you are tapped into the human collective consciousness, as we like to call it. You, in a human suit, will still resonate to some extent with where the collective is. That is just how your planet's frequency is designed. Trust this uncertainty, as it is the first sliver of a new dawn. This is truly the beginning of the age of Aquarius. Many on Earth have been anticipating this process for quite some time, and here it is. Does it appear in the form thou hast expected it to? How does this time appear to you? Saturn in Aquarius shall bring about sudden and major transitions for you as an individual, for the collective, and for the planet as a whole, as you are all connected. Sudden and major are simply two words, yet many times your kind applies a negative connotation to them because they are not known or familiar to you. This is why the energy of Saturn, though sometimes oppressive and stifling, can still be considered comfortable to you because it is considered known or familiar, aka tried and true. The word sudden implies immediate. Would this not be a wonderful thing if it brings with it amazing news? I suddenly received a message from my lover which I did not expect, is a great example. The word major implies massive. Would this not be amazing news? Especially when it involves acquiring a sum of money? I just received a major salary increase. This is also an example we will use. So, you see, one can take the meaning of any type of word and twist it in ways which benefit them or impede them. The choice is up to you, the individual observing the word in question. But we are certain that this collective energetic consciousness that you all are sharing is going to be flooded with sudden and major shifts. It is happening now, and this transition period that you all are aware of is the messenger of light. Many illuminations will occur. The way the universe is orchestrated will reveal itself more and more to you. You shall awaken to the fact that the all is love. And anything that is not a vibratory match to love is simply a fear-based program that is running on autopilot. It is time for you to get back into your own driver's seat, great ones. Your intuition is your navigation system, and at every turn there is abundance waiting for you to receive it. You need not a plan. Aquarian energy does not plan or map out. It makes a move only when the lightning bolt of inspiration strikes. With Saturn in Aquarius, there is a dismantling of past karmic ties which no longer serve. If you were a clean slate, how would you appear? Light as a feather, free as a bird, joyful for absolutely no reason? There is a reason. You are here. You are now. Nothing else matters aside from now. The new age is now. That is why it is called new, because it has never been before. Keep in mind that uninstalling the outdated software always clears the path for the improved version. When things appear to be uncertain and nothing seems solidified, remember that this is precisely the time when anything you desire can happen. As always, our intention is that those who are meant to find resonance with these messages do so well. And I am Oculus, the alien next door. We will chit chat again soon. Peace, good vibes, and namaste. Blessed because you are.